Evening, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Glad to hear it. Thumbs up. Awesome. Let's get this meeting started. Call to order. Let's do. Oh, I call this meeting to order at 5:33 p.m. And let's move on to roll call and attendance. Luke Aguilar. Here. Dr. Kathleen Barlow.
Here.
Joey Bryant.
Here.
Dr. Serafini.
Here.
Trey Justin.
Here.
Dr. Martin Kennedy.
Here.
Brittany Kinsella.
Here.
Jacqueline Robinson.
Here.
Renee Skiles.
Here.
Brittany Stamnus.
Here.
Patrick Stanton. Spencer Sutton.
Here.
Dora Van Epps.
Here.
Ton Votron.
Present.
All right. Perfect. Moving on to section 3, agenda approval. If you guys could all take a look at the agenda. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve this week's agenda. Trey moves. Is there a second? Brittany
Second.
seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Moving on to section 4, approval of last week's minutes. If you guys could take a look at that. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve last week's minutes.
So moved.
Sarah moves. Is there a second? Spencer seconds. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. All right, moving on to section 5, reports. I have no reports.
Only two that I have. One is to unofficially welcome our newest student member. Has not officially been appointed, but we invited her here for photos. So have that. So I don't know if you want to introduce yourself to everyone.
My name's Elena Lenway, and I work for Housing and Youth Student Programs.
So ideally, she'll be joining us here soon, officially. The next one. The other one is just a reminder, we do not meet next week since it is Thanksgiving. We will have our next meeting on the 30th, which is our last one for the quarter. We don't meet during finals week. But within that, there may be some information that Dora and I share based on a meeting we're going to have to look at where if we have any needs based on our recommendation for a fee increase or not. So ideally, we'll share that information with you at that last meeing so we get things moving quickly. Because once we meet next time, we'll already be in the middle of base funding. So one more meeting and then base funding. If you have any more.
I do. The Budget and Finance Committee met yesterday, and they did approve the 2 supplemental requests for WS, ELP, and PASIC. So they approved those yesterday.
Awesome. Thank you, too. Moving on to section 6, public comment. Is there any public comment at this time? Yes, Brittany.
I don't know if there's still sandwiches over there, but anyone is welcome to have them.
In other words, please someone take them.
Perfect. Eat them.
Awesome. Sweet deal. Is there any further public comment? All right. Moving on to section 7, old business. Seeing no old business, moving on to section 8, new business. Starting off with the Director of Student Involvement update from Sarah Swatter.
Thank you all for giving me a couple minutes on your very busy agenda. And again, thank you for the hard work that I know you're doing already in the quadrennial year. As many of you may know, we have a Director of Campus Life position that is funded through S&A, has been for many, many years. And a couple of years ago, during some budget difficulties, we made the decision to ask Keith Champagne to serve in that role, sort of doing double duty for a couple of years. And he did a wonderful job. It was an enormous lift for him to have to do all those things in addition to his associate dean duties. We've made the decision to go back to hiring a campus involvement director. We changed the name slightly. And I'm here to introduce you to our new director of campus involvement. He just started today. This is Andre Dickerson. Some of you may know him. He actually is not a stranger to our campus, was a student here, served in student government. You want to tell a little bit more about your background here?
Yeah, well, thank you guys, like Dean Swagger said, for allowing for us to come in and take up a little bit of your time. My name is Andre, And I was an alumni of Central while I was here. I got a chance to serve in several leadership roles with helping with student government, Students for the Dream Live and Learning Community, Empire, resident university housing, new student programs as a resident assistant. Also got a chance to serve on staff for the university in a couple different capacities. One as an admissions counselor, student recruiter, worked on a couple other programs such as the Careers in Higher Education, coordinated one of the three of the college. So this is my daughter back there, so she's kind of looking around for me.
She could come up here, I think we'd like to meet her too.
And that's Paisley. You can come in, baby. She may not want to. Oh,
Yeah, you can come on up here.
hi, baby.
You want to just bring her up here, Joe?
Yeah, thank you, Joey. So I like Dean Swagger said, no strangers to the campus. After finishing my undergrad and working for the campus, working for DSHS also, went to graduate school, completed my first master's. This is my daughter. The biggest accomplishment ever in life is my daughter Paisley. She's 3 on Friday. And so went to grad school. Recently have served as the executive director of a local Kittitas County nonprofit. Finishing an MBA now and excited for the opportunity to come back to campus and really serve you all and serve alongside the administrators and staff who really supported me throughout my years. So I've been in Ellensburg almost 10 years now, been at Central the entire time in some capacity or another. So for Dean Swagger and Dr. Champagne to give me the opportunity as well as our committee to come back and serve, I'm elated, honestly. So, yeah.
So there you go. It was my twofold purpose to come here to tell you that we've decided that we need a campus involvement director and that we found the perfect guy for it. So I wanted you to know who it is. So I do hope that you'll stop by his office to say hello to him. He's on the second floor of the Cirque in the Campus Life office where it's always been.
Please.
And,
Brittany already has to deal with you.
And I think we're in really good hands. So thank you very much for a little bit of your time tonight. All right.
Thank you, Dean Swagger.
Uh-huh.
And thank you, Andre.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. It's fantastic. Moving on to section B of new business, supplemental funding request, presentation number 1703, PESH for $14,965.92. Yeah, you guys have 10 minutes to present and questions will be afterwards.
Maybe. Possibly. I'm gonna move the backpack if that's okay. Ooh,
That.
oh, there it is. Great. There, that's better. What? No.
So hello, I'm Christine Moore. I'm the PESH Club president, and tonight we're here to ask for funds to go to our national conference called Shape America. With me tonight is Ronnie Rosendahl. So we're just going to kind of walk you through what this conference does for us as a student, and then what it does for you guys as a university and what we bring back. So first I want to show you a video. We have 2 students here, and they're just going to kind of walk you through what they take away from a conference. Do I have sound?
I think so, yes. We can find out.
I think it's important that every member of the PESH Club has a chance to go to a conference sometime in their 2 years. Not because it's required for us to graduate, because we want to go to those conferences. And we want to take what we learn there and bring it back to everyone in the club. Like, for example, I did a unicycling course or a session at the last conference I went to, and I would never imagine putting that into my lessons, but I think it's important to get students to want to do things other than basketball, soccer, and baseball.
I also think another thing we took away from the last conference, we went to Shape America in Vancouver this last October. I went to the session that was adaptive PE with students with disabilities, specific disabilities. That 1 hour session, I walked away with more than I've gotten the opportunity to learn here at the college, just because we haven't gotten into those programs yet. But I think integrating students with severe disabilities or just very simple minor motor skill disabilities is really important in a whole school. I don't know what to talk.
So those are just 2 of our students. They had the opportunity, both these students had the opportunity to go to our state conference that was held in Vancouver this year. And those are just some of the things that these students took away. So this year we're asking to take 20 students to our national conference held in Boston, Massachusetts. It's March 14th through the 18th, so we'll spend 5 days there, and we'll have the opportunity to do a variety of things, which Ronnie is going to talk to you about now.
Okay, so I hope that everybody here is having a great day. So as for this conference, as you can see, I had a picture of me right there. I went to the national conference last year in Minnesota, and I wouldn't have been able to go if it wasn't for the funding. So with that said, this picture shows me spinning a plate. So learning opportunities for all students, so it'll allow us to create new trends. So I know in physical education when I was in school and me going up through the program that I never had the opportunity to juggle or play with the Diablo or ride a unicycle like Megan said. So I think that it's very important that we're able to go to these things because we're introduced to so much more and new activities to promote wellness. Last year I sat down in one of the sessions and they talked about the NFL Fuel to Play 60. Now that was something that I've always seen on TV, something that I've always kind of heard about, but I actually got in-depth conversation and listened to professionals talk about it. So that was very interesting for me, and that's something that I would love to bring into the schools, especially in the state of Washington where we have the Seahawks and we're able to maybe bring that mascot to the school, and then that mascot will, make the kids extremely excited, and maybe that's something I can incorporate in my schools is something to NFL Play 60, so they're going to get 60 minutes a day. Maybe it's something I can do as like an extracurricular activity. So multiple sessions to attend to. So as you're going through the conference, I mean, there's just so much stuff going on. You have probably 7 or 8 different sessions going on per hour. So you're looking at a lot of things that you can attend, okay? So with that said, you can focus on different things that you want to do. So if I wanted to do adaptive PE, then I can sit down in an adaptive PE session and then I can learn as much as I possibly can. And then, that's not the only one that I can go to. There's more to it. So there's tons of sessions that you can attend, like for example, a circuits arts. Another one would be the NFL Fuel Play 60, and another one can be a portfolio class, which, please, next slide.
Mm-hmm.
So creating connections. So one of our professors at this school right now this year, her name's Dr. Beard. And last year she wasn't a professor at this school. She was a PE teacher at Kittitas Elementary. And I sat down through her session and she talked about portfolios, and it was very, very good for me to sit down and listen to her and what she had to say. And now that she is a professor at this school, it makes a little bit more of an impact on me because she not only presented at the national conference, but now she's my teacher. And so that there alone gives us good publicity for us going into the future. So it allows us to, know people, get to and meet all these people. So.
So also, Dr. Beard is an amazing professor. She's also on the board for Shape Washington. So she represents this university really well.
And that's in the state of Washington. Yeah. So she's definitely a great source and definitely somebody that we can really look up to. And then so you're able to participate in these sessions. So if you have any questions, you raise your hand. Anybody's more than willing to answer your questions. And at the same time, you're able to be active. So if they're trying to introduce a new game, because there's a few sessions where there was so many people in the room, and then they say, who wants to participate? And then all these people jump in, and then those people actually actively participate in playing this game or whatever it might be of what these educators around the United States have brought to these sessions. So it's really good for all of us. And then as for national surveys and symposiums, Dr. Pratt, she's standing over there in the back. So what that'll be is we'll be holding an iPad, and then it'll have a survey of questions. So we'll go up to people individually and be like, hey, can you fill this out? And then that's going to help her with her research. And that research then gets put back to Central and what we do here as a club and as a major. And it's really good for us in our publicity and how well we want to do things. And then create a presentation in a notebook. So we're able to, everybody that did go to that conference are able to come back, and we have notes, we can create a video from all the pictures that we take, we show them how much fun we had, we explain to them what we learned. So even though some people aren't able to go, we are still able to bring back all of this information for them. So I feel like that's also very important. As for national exposure, we wear our Pesh clothes daily when we're there. So we'll be in our central gear. People know who we are, and we're pretty well known because we are consistently with it. Like, because we're able to get this funding to go to the conference, people kind of know who we are around there. So, and that's something that we want to carry a chip on our shoulder because we want to be good PE teachers. We want to make this state better. So I feel like that's very important.
So last year, when I was in Minnesota, I had several people just stop me and go, "Oh, you go to Central?" And I'm like, yeah, and then I explain a lot about the program and what we do here. And then I also talk about our graduate program and what our graduate program is. And then, so it's kind of used as a recruiting tool. We're very well known. Our program is very well known.
Yeah, and then with that said, we have great professors here at this school, and I can't stress that enough. Reason being is I was sitting down at dinner one night with my professors. Dr. Pratt was one of them, and Dr. Pratt went to a very prestigious school at Springfield, and I've met a lot of the people that she went to school with to all of her colleagues, and they're saying, hey, you can attend this school to go to graduate school, or whatever it may be, that they're trying to really help you out and say that this is a good place to go to. And on top of that, I also had a buddy who's in this picture. He's the guy with the blue hat. His name is Brennan Day, and something that he wanted to pursue was adaptive PE. So when we were sitting down at dinner, our professor, Dr. Mathias, came up to him and we started talking. He brought up the fact that he wanted to do adaptive PE. So then Dr. Mathias says, well, hey, guess what? I'm sitting down with somebody right now that is the head of the program at the University of Utah. And so if you want to sit down and talk to her, then she might have an opportunity to get you in and not even have to pay anything. So he went through and he met her, and it was just a crazy experience for me too, because I went along with him. And I learned a lot from her and what she had to say, and the fact that I had the opportunity to even get a chance to go into a master's program and kind of do it for free because they're going to give you a scholarship. And that's not because it's because we're a part of this program. And so it's very important for us to go because it'll help us in the future.
So what we're doing for this conference is our club has already set up a couple of fundraisers to help support our students. Bree, she's sitting back there, has set up a fundraiser with Lidge Creek Farms. They sell holiday things such as wreaths, trees, things like that. So our families, so we're not just pulling from the Ellensburg community, we're pulling from all of the state of Washington, wherever we may come from. We're asking them to purchase these, and we get 20% that goes back directly to our clubs. Also on there, they can do donations. I also am working with Utopia to get a fundraiser for January 23rd, where we will also get part of the profits that we make that night. Eric's also here. He's in the process of working with the Cirque downstairs to sell tamales. That's something that he's really excited about. So everybody here tonight is working on some sort of project to help us get funded for this event. And then with that being said, not only are we participating in all these fundraisers, but all of these students here regularly come to the meetings. We have a center that regularly attends all of the Senate meetings and anything like that. So what we're asking from you is to help support those students with that. When they go to this conference, we're asking them to pay for their own food, any miscellaneous activities, and their transportation to and from both airports. So these students, I'm so proud of them. I can't ask for a better club. We're constantly giving back to the community, and we want to continue to grow that and give back to the community. This year we volunteered at Blue Central. We're going to sign up to do holiday extravaganza. A lot of us are coaches within the community, and we want to continue to do that. We want to continue to grow and grow professionally, so we're better in those roles. So attending this conference will really help us do that. So this is our budget. What we're asking for is the membership and registration. You cannot register unless you are a member. That's why that's on there. And then hotel for 5 days for 20 people. We are going per room. That way we can save a little bit of costs. And then the flights, right now they're sitting about $350, but they will fluctuate. And again, that number is for 20 people. So overall, this is the total cost of our event. But we're only asking for the $4,965.86, something like that.
Yeah.
$1495.92. Thank you. So we are asking for funding from other sources as well. We're asking it from S&A and Club Senate, and then we've committed $500 of our own club funds. So again, I can't stress how important this is for our students to attend this conference. So sometimes the money that we get from you guys is the only way that these students can go, and so we want to take as many people as we can. So I mean, going to these conferences is what set us apart from other applicants when we're applying to jobs. And we want all these people sitting in this room tonight to graduate and get a job as soon as possible. That's our ultimate goal. And I think that by going to these conferences is what's going to set us apart from other applicants and actually ultimately get us that job in the end. We only go to school, for our career, right?
And we all want to be the very best PE teachers ever. So
It's true. So we started with a video. We're going to go ahead and end with a video as well. Hopefully this works. This is just going to show you what we do, or what the Boston Conference is all about.
When you come to the National Convention for Shape America, you really get to stay abreast of what is the most current. The best teachers come here to share those ideas.
Being here is such an active, engaging experience. It's very participatory. When I woke up this morning, I didn't put on my normal gear to go to a conference.
Everybody's wearing their tennis shoes. Everybody's wearing their athletic gear, learning about these different activities that they can take back to their schools.
It's not a conference, people are sitting around, just talking in meetings. It's really active. I find people making friends at this conference. It's a social aspect as well, which is great.
The network is what it's all about. Those who can help, those who pave the way, those who are about to lead the way.
The Shape America National Convention and Expo is a wonderful time for researchers to come together and share the work with one another and to collaborate.
Having my research displayed at a national convention means a lot, not only to me, but to the profession that I'm in and to the school that I'm working for.
I love coming to Shape America to collaborate with other teachers. Everyone is so welcoming and so excited, and just talking to lots of different people from around the world.
We came all the way from Sweden to the Shape America National Convention and Expo. It's a great opportunity to actually see and interact with Americans and see how they think about these questions, and we can see that there are differences, but there are also some similarities.
Really great presenters with great information, great materials, and make it very user-friendly for practitioners.
This morning I had an opportunity to present with 2 other Teachers of the Year. It gave us an opportunity to reach out to other health and physical education educators.
Today in the conference, I performed a live montage of about 7 songs in about 8 minutes.
Whether it's technology, implement new things into my classroom, things that I can bring back to my district and to my students.
It's an intergenerational conference, and that's what's wonderful about it.
I would definitely recommend students come to the Shape America National Convention and Expo. It's a great opportunity to build with peers.
Last year I came by myself, and then I went back to Missouri State University, and I told all my friends about it, and I was like, you've got to come next year. So we ended up having 4 students come out this year, which is really exciting.
Getting involved in this session made me realize that no matter what you're doing and with the limited equipment that you have, you can make a big difference.
I've been coming to Shape since 2009, and I'm really excited to come to Boston in 2017.
Who wouldn't want to go to Boston?
See you in Boston! See you in Boston!
See you in Boston!
After watching that video too, I feel like I have a lot more to say.
So. I mean, we could talk about the benefits to us as students to going through this conference. I know looking at that video, I recognized half of the people in it just through connections by going through these conferences. So I just want I end by saying thank you so much for letting us come today and present.
Thank you.
We're ready for questions.
All right, thank you guys for the presentation. I'd like to open the board up to questions for our presenters right now.
Yes.
How many people, did you guys go last year?
Yes.
How many people went last year?
14 or 16?
14.
14.
With the, I know it's $500 on here committed from the club account. Is that in addition to whatever's raised from the fundraisers?
Yes.
So anything from the fundraisers will be on top of that? Okay.
How many active members are in your guys' club?
Right now we're sitting at 36.
How many attend regularly?
Attend regularly. I don't know that number off the top of my head. I know that people who signed up to go to Boston, we do require that they attend, and that number is sitting at 26. Yes.
So how did you select the students that are going to go? Is it just the 20 who said they were interested, or was there a selection process?
So we haven't selected students yet. We're waiting on getting funding, because that number may fluctuate based on how much funding we do get. But we do have a point system where we keep track of who has attended all of our meetings, attended like events like Booth Central, fundraisers, and things like that, and then we'll just take the top of them from there, based on attendance.
And then we are also in the process of doing a constitution committee in which everybody in the cohort and the major have a say-so in all of this as an appointing system and all that. So we are working on that right now. We're doing it every Tuesday, and so that's something that we also take pride in. So.
So is the program published ahead of time? Is there, if you can't all go for the full conference, is there a benefit to 3 days rather than 5?
I think any portion that we can go to is beneficial. Of course, we would like to go for the full time, but even if we were able to go for a couple days, it's still as beneficial.
Is the 5 days including the night before the conference and the 4 days of the conference as well, or?
Yep. So we fly in Monday. Well, our tentative plan is to fly in Monday. The conference starts at 8 a.m. the following day on Tuesday, and then goes through Saturday at noon, and then we plan to fly out after that on Saturday.
For the club senate amount, how did you guys come up with that number?
So we requested money to take people to the state conference down in Vancouver this year for Shape Washington. We spent $917.82 or 12 cents, whatever the change is, to get the equal there.
Gotcha.
So we take whatever that money would cost and subtract it, and then apply the rest to the national conference.
Can you explain to me the difference between your membership fee and the conference registration? Do you have to be a member of Shape America to be able to register to go to the
Absolutely.
conference? Okay.
So Shape America requires a year-long membership to that organization, and then on top of that, they require a conference registration fee, which is kind of like an entry fee to the conference. But unfortunately, you can't get into the conference without the membership fee as well.
So what are the other benefits, if any, to being a member of Shape America? Like what?
So we get
how else do students
access to online journals, and then we also get a subscription to a couple. I think there's like a. Do you know how many journals we get are available?
There are options for journals. There are about 3 journals that they can opt to take. Research Quarterly being a pretty important journal in our field, so they get an opportunity to have those journals as part of the membership. They also can have opportunities to speak for a forum, and there's other resources, webinars, etc. For example, if they're not members and they want to access from our national organization, the webinar costs $20 each time, and it's 0 for members. So you can save a lot over the year if you're actually using the webinars as well.
You're asking $140 for a registration fee?
Yes, and that is early registration. That's the cheapest that we can get it. So we're asking all the people to go to register before the deadline for early registration.
And then after the deadline, it goes up to, I believe, $200.
Is that a student chapter discount?
Yes, so that is the student discount for a full 5 days. Yes.
When is that deadline?
Mid-February. I'm not entirely sure on the exact date, but it's mid-February. You're welcome.
Does the board have any further questions? man. Thank you guys for the presentation.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
We'll be voting on this in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
All right. Moving on to section 9, other business communications received. I've not received any communications. All right. Moving on to section 10, public comment second call. Is there any further public comment at this time? Yes.
I will say the minimum wage goes up to $11 January 1st. So I think there's a base funding that has to happen with that.
Yep.
So just
In this county or in this?
I think it's for
I
the
think it's
state.
Washington
Okay.
State.
State of Washington.
Okay.
And then it'll go up to $13 by 2020. So that'll also affect people's
Yes,
funding
base funding
requests.
requests. Yep.
Yep, that's all.
Thank you, Brittany.
So you're bringing that up in relation to
I know
the
that
potential for raising fees?
kind of, yeah. I know that I talked to all the departments, like in the CERC, and they were kind of worried about it, but then I found out from Joey that S&A does fund up to $11 for all those employees, so they don't have to cut programs and resources and students, so, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, too. Is there any further public comment at this time?
Not really a comment, but I do have a question. Should we come planning to wear the exact same outfit to take group pictures? Or?
No, we'll probably just, if he's having issues with it, we'll probably just skip the group one and do
Alright.
the individuals this
Alright.
year. So, yeah.
The same.
It's a lot. Even if that was the case, you could wear a different outfit. If you wanted to, you could wear the same one. But
Wait, I have one more question.
Yeah.
So when we come back from break, winter quarter, it's like the first meeting when we start the funding?
yes,
Okay.
requests will start. To clarify, that first meeting when we come back, so again, we have one more meeting. This is not the meeting we're talking about. I'm talking about the one in January. We will have the presentations for base funding.
Okay.
So they're going to start coming forward. We will not make any allocations or decisions until all of them have presented. So you will want to be taking diligent notes so you will remember 3 months later what you wrote for the one that first week.
We are meeting January 4th.
It's the first day of classes.
Yes. If that is what is on this calendar I gave you all, then yes. The colorful one, does it say, yeah, yep, the 4th.
Is there any further public comment?
The only other one is for those that are where it is steak night down in dining. If it's still going, yeah, it should still be going. And it's faculty and staff appreciation night downstairs as well, so. Something for everyone.
Is there any further public comment? All right, seeing none, moving on to section 11, adjournment. I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting. Trey moves, is there a second? Second by Ton. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. This meeting is adjourned at 6:05 p.m.
Have a good week, have a good Thanksgiving.